Today I'm going to be reacting to ArethaFranklin's Aretha's Jazz album, and let's get into it. The first song is called Ramblin'. Okay, so my thoughts on this track, I absolutely love the feel that it had to it. Her vocals are superb as always. I love the saxophone moment. Next up is going to be Today I Sing the Blues. Okay, so my thoughts on the song, very soulful. She's the queen of soul, as we know. And so it really reminded me of the song The Thrill Is Gone from Yesterday's Kiss, which is off of the Spirit in the Dark album. So it kind of just like seemed like parallels for me with those. But again, her vocals on here are fantastic to listen to. Really enjoy the instrumentation and production and just how everything came together. It was a really nice moment. Now into track 3, Pitiful.
Looks like you're trying to see. So mean you can be. I wouldn't do my dog. You know that you don't want me, baby. You don't let me have nobody. I'm so pitiful. Feeling sorry for myself.
Okay, so my thoughts on this one overall, exquisite to listen to. I just really like the arrangement on here, the instrumentation kind of reminded me of Vegas, you know, so grandiose and cool with all the horns and everything that's going on there. So I like the instrumentation in that respect. The vocals were superb. It was just a really cool song. Probably going to be one of my favorites off this album if I'm honest. And now into track 4, Crazy He Calls Me.
I say to the mountain, if he wants them out of the way, crazy calls me. Hey, I'll go through fire. Crazy calls me. The very difficult I will do right now. And I say I care for them all, even if I have all of the sky. Crazy calls me. Maybe I'm crazy.
Okay, so my thoughts on the song, really stunning to listen to overall. The vocals were really tastefully done here, but also they just like really stood out in the best way. Definitely one of my favorite vocal performances on this album so far. And you know, it's interesting for me to say that because, you know, Aretha always knocks it out of the park in terms of her vocals, one of the greatest singers of all time. We know, Queen of Soul, of course. But this moment was something that was just so special to listen to. I can just appreciate the restraint and in a certain respect you have to have to pull something like this off because you don't want to overdo it you know, but you want to show your chops tastefully, and I think that's what she did on this, and I think that's why I really liked it. I love the instrumentation. That was wonderful to listen to. Just amazing. I think it's going to be another one of my favorites. And now to track 5, Bring It On Home to Me. Okay, so my thoughts on this, the vocals were very resonant, so I loved hearing those and just really went off, of course. Like the instrumentation, I think it was a good place for an up-tempo number and stuff. It was really right in the track listing, so I can appreciate that as well. Now onto track 6, Somewhere. Whenever I searched for this album, Wikipedia came up for a live album that she did, so I don't know if this is like a compilation album and they're just like repurposing live performances that she did in album tracks that are jazz, but maybe that's the situation because I tried to look this up on Wikipedia and stuff, it doesn't exist. I don't know if this is going to be like basically the same recording that's off of the Hey Now Hey album, but I wanted to have that disclaimer. So my thoughts on that, really enjoyed it. Again, I'm pretty sure that I already heard that off of the Hey Now Hey album, but it's nice listening to it again. Something that's really interesting and cinematic in terms of like the instrumentation, the strings, all that, which I think is cool. I like, you know, the different sections of the song, how it builds and stuff like that. A really interesting listen. The vocals are amazing, of course, so I still really like it. And now to track 7, which is going to be Moody's Mood. Again, I'm pretty sure I already heard this on the Hey Now Hey album, but we will listen again. Okay, so my thoughts on this, like I said, I'm pretty sure I've already heard this before, but it's a really interesting interpretation of it. You know, the way that she's going so fast at the beginning, and then, you know, the way that she slows it down and then brings it back up. It's something that's just really, you know, cool overall. And I was listening to this episode of Questlove's podcast. I don't remember which one it was exactly, but he was, you know, re-listening to it, and he was just, like, marveling at what she was able to do and stuff like that. And I really agree with that. Just, like, really amazing. And, you know, to be able to sing that fast and, you know, with that clarity as well, just really shows why she's one of the best singers of all time. Because I'm I'm sure that's really tough to do. And you know, how the tone that she has and stuff, it was just really, really cool overall. So I really liked what she did with it, of course. Definitely really appreciate instrumentation and how everything just like progressed as well, which is really fascinating, great up-tempo moments. And her rendition is fascinating because Amy Winehouse did a rendition of this and it's like completely different. I think it's just like more slowed down, like just a different kind of vibe. And so I could definitely appreciate both interpretations, but it's interesting when you hear two people cover the same song and how it turns out so differently. Probably gonna be one of my favorites. Glad to listen to it again. Now to the 8th and final track, Just Right Tonight. So my thoughts on this song, I enjoyed it. I wonder if there's an edit out there where it's just like it starts whenever she sings, because waiting like almost 3 minutes for her to sing, like I enjoy the instrumentation stuff, but you're kind of just waiting at bated breath for her to jump into it. So I kind of would have preferred if it would have been a situation where it's like when she starts and then a long outro was pretty much fine. And yeah, I can skip forward or whatever, it's just nitpicking, but I would like that. But the vocals in here were great. I could really appreciate everything about it. I liked it. And now on to my favorite songs on this album based off of my first listen. I'm going to say I think I really liked Pitiful. I'll probably also say Crazy He Calls Me. And then I believe I really remember loving Moody's Mood. So I think these are the ones that stood out to me most, you know, first listen. And like I said, I know Moody's Mood because I'm pretty sure that it was on the Hey Now Hey album. I looked that up. So I'm familiar with that one, but you know, the other two I've never heard before. So those are the ones that like stood out to me the most. Of course, as listen more, my opinions can change and such, but yeah. And now onto my overall thoughts on this album. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I said, based off of my research, I really think that this is just them compiling other stuff that she's done into one album. That's what it seems like to me. What I really appreciate about Aretha is that she's so versatile as a singer. She can sing any genre that she wants and sound amazing into it. And so to get to hear her in her jazz bag for all these songs is something that's so delightful. Soaring vocals, and they always complement the song as well. So, you know, very tender and also just like very powerful as well. And she just understands how to adapt for the track, adding on her own personal style, making something that's exciting to listen to, really showing off her range, her musicality, all these things I go over time and time again. Queen of Soul for a reason, one of the best singers of all time for a reason, like I've said. You know, to get to have this moment, I really appreciated that. So I really like that about it. Instrumentation on here was generally phenomenal. I like the production on this thing. It doesn't run too long. So for what it is, I really like it. I really like jazz music. I like that we have this. You know, I would love for Mariah to have an entire jazz album. Maybe she's working on it right now. I don't know. She said she's doing a themed album. I don't know what that could be. I hope that it's jazz because every time Mariah does jazz, she kills it. Really quite enjoyed it. I think it sits well, you know, with everything that I've listened to so far. And this is something that I recommend listening to even if jazz isn't necessarily your favorite genre. I think hearing Aretha sing these songs, you know, breathing new life into them, you know, her interpretations and such, I think that's enough for most people to be like, you know what, let me give this another try, and you know, you might like it just because of how creative that she's as a singer. So I really enjoyed it. Again, I'd recommend it. And now into an update in terms of my journey with Aretha's discography. Like I said in these videos before, I do reaction videos on some of her albums, and the one that I don't do reactions on, I listen to them in my spare time and give you my thoughts on this portion, and so let's get into it. So I have listened to the Aretha album. I think my favorite song is is going to be school days. I remember really liking this album. I could appreciate it, and I appreciated the vocals and everything, so I thought it was a good album. I enjoyed my time with it. Then next up, I will have listened to Love All the Hurt Away. So I really like the title track, an amazing duet, and it was nice to hear her sing with a man who can actually, you know, keep up with her and stuff like that, because I hate when people do duets and one person is like up here and the other person is down here. It's like, just scrap the song, because one person isn't living up to the other person. It's like, this is a waste. Like, I didn't need this. One person's doing this song. Luckily, it didn't happen here. Very amazing vocals on there, so I really enjoyed that one. I remember that one standing out to me. And yeah, so I think that I enjoyed every single song on here. There's not a bad song. I remember that being the one that stood out to the most to me. There's probably a few others that really stood out, but I really like this album as well. It sits nicely in her discography, so I remember feeling fond about it when I listened to it recently. And then I also listened to Get It Right. Now, out of these 3 recent albums I listened to from Aretha, this is my favorite. I feel like it had the most tracks that were like dynamic and stood out to me. Sometimes I feel like certain other tracks can kind of like blend together and I might not remember them as much. With this one, you know, I just liked them more. I think that they were just stronger tracks. The instrumental stood out more, the vocals. So like this moment was my favorite of the ones I listened to recently. So my favorite songs, I believe I really liked Every Girl Wants My Guy. I think I really liked I Wish It Would Rain, Better Friends Than Lovers. I think those are like my favorites. There might be 1 or 2 that I'm missing out on. There was a couple more standout moments on this, and like I said, the tracks are more distinctive, so I can look down and remember and all that stuff. And yeah, I've only listened to these 3 albums 1 time, so that's why I'm not always able to remember, oh, this specific track is like the one, But hey, I got around to these for this video. And yeah, so that's how I'm feeling on those specific albums. And let me know which album I should listen to next from Aretha. A couple of comments saying that I should listen to her 1986 album called Aretha, so I might do that one next. But yeah, make the case for which album I should listen to next down below in the comments. Also, if you have any fun facts about this album, then let me know that as well. You know, more history on it, because I could definitely use that, because I looked it up and not anything is really coming up, unfortunately. But let me know your favorite songs, memories, and all that stuff down below in the comments, because I would love to read those, of course. If you guys want to see more videos on Aretha, I'll have a card on the screen right here to where you guys can go to. It'll be at the end of this video and linked down below in the description, of course. But that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a like down below. It helps me out a lot in the YouTube algorithm. I very much appreciate it. You can subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this. If you hit the bell, you get a notification to your phone when I post, so you not miss when my brand new videos come out. And the first link down below in the description is going to be my second channel. By the time I put this out, I should have like a new video or 2 out on there. I filmed a couple videos in there that I have to get around editing. But yeah, I'm back at work over there, so definitely go check me out on the second channel. Also going to have my Twitter, and I'm frequently on Twitter Spaces, you know, that are recorded and stuff, so you guys can check those out over there. I host spaces all the time, so if you'd like to contribute to those, follow me on Twitter, and I announce new spaces all the time that I'm doing. I have some that are coming up, so I'm really excited about those. I also have my Instagram, my Spotify, and my TikTok if you guys like to follow me on those, as well as a link to stream this album if you're interested. Again, I'd recommend it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one.